Okay, so here's how we enroll in classes. So the first most important thing to do is you need to understand what classes you need for your specific major. So you're going to go under academics and click on programs and majors. Okay, I already have that open. On this page, you can look at program of study. You can go to an A to Z listing. If you like that view, use whatever view works for you. You can also search by a program. You can go into the meta majors. Those are the big umbrella majors. So there's a business and management, anything health related falls under public service, health and education, STEM, or you can filter it by type of degree. Okay, so most students are going to be pursuing a transfer degree. You're going to do 2 years at Folsom Lake and then transfer into a larger state school or UC or out of state school. Associates is just a 2-year degree. You do your 2 years, you receive your associates, and then you enter the workforce. And a certificate is a degree that typically takes 1 to 1.5 years, a lot less classes, and can enter into the workforce after that. Again, it is all dependent on the job you eventually want and the degree that they require. Okay, so if your job only requires a certificate, do that. If it only needs an associate, pursue that. If you need a bachelor's, a master's, you're going to want a transfer degree. So majority of our students are going after a transfer degree, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to use a very general program of interest, which is popular amongst most of our students. I'm going to click on business. And now this page is really important. Again, just like I mentioned in the first video, all the information you need is always here at your fingertips. You just have to have the incentive to look through it and spend the time looking through it. So on this page, you're always going to get an overview. The overview will give you a brief description about the course, a video, again, if you're a visual learner, career options. So what I can do with a degree in business. These are all the types of jobs. And then it's going to list program maps. Program maps are going to be kind of our bread and butter. I'm going to get back to that in a second. This is what we're going to use to pick the classes. But I want to briefly go through the tabs again. So degrees and certificate, this gives you more of an idea of what these degrees are. So if you want an Associates of Science for transfer, that's what that T is. So you want to take 2 years and then transfer on. This is what you're pursuing. It tells you how many semester units you need in order to transfer. If you're going to a CSU, or you need 90 if you're going to a UC. Okay, so all the information is here for you. The courses, it lists every type of business course that Folsom Lake offers. So if you know that you need to take Business 100, for instance, but you want to know what that course is about, simply go here, find the course, read about it. Okay. And then lastly, the faculty. So it has faculty pages, pictures sometimes, and then their contact info. So what classes do I need for business? I'm going to go back to overview. I'm going to scroll down. Every page is set up the same way. And under program maps, I'm going to pick what I want. Again, if I just want 2 years in accounting, I'm clicking on this. If I know I want to own my own business and I only need an associate's degree for that, I'm going to use this link. For our purposes, we're going to focus on this area because most students want to transfer. AA is an Associates of Arts for transfer. AS is an Associates for Science transfer degree. If you know that you definitely want to go to a Sac State, a Sonoma State, any of our California state schools, you're going to click on this. I highly recommend that if you're not at a point where you feel like you want to go to a state school, or maybe a UC, or maybe an out-of-state school, to use this IGETC, IGETC map. This will cover both CSUs and UCs. I know it says CSU there, but it covers both. So I'm going to click on that. And now I have a beautiful, wonderfully laid out program map where they tell me in my first year, I should take 16 units. You don't have to. 12 units means you're full-time, but you can take up to 18. So they're putting you in the middle. 16 units, first semester, and here are all the classes that they recommend I take. So I know my first semester when I go to enroll in classes, if I'm a senior right now at Eldorado High School and I'm saying, I don't know what classes I need to take, they're laid out for you right here. So in your first semester, they recommend that you take accounting or ACCT 301. They recommend you take econ 302. They recommend that you take an English writing class. Now, be careful and make sure you're paying attention. You can take English writing 300, which is just college composition. That's an entry-level college course. Or if you want to be challenged a little bit more, you can take English writing 480. You do not need to take both. It's one or the other. And honors would be similar to an AP course in high school. Then they're telling you you need an oral communication class and a physical science. Now, these two classes, when they say something like this and they don't have a course number associated with it, that means these are classes that you need to transfer into either a CSU or a UC. Okay, I'm going to get into that a little bit more in just a second. Then they're going to lay out semester 2 for you, and so on and so forth, okay? Now, if a class is not available to you in this first semester, pull from another class from another semester. It does not matter when you take these classes, as long as you complete these classes within the 2 years. And they're telling you, take 16 units, take 17 units. They're setting you up for success. If you take the number of units that they are suggesting, you will be out within 2 years. If you take less, it may take 2.5 years, 3 years possibly. You can also take summer courses, and your 2 years free does cover summer courses through the FAFSA. So when it comes to oral communication, physical science, you're also going to see them here, critical thinking, life science. These are general education courses. To get a degree, to get a bachelor's degree, it's half of what you're proficient in. So I'm a business major, and I once I have my degree, I'm showing them I'm 50% proficient in my business degree major, but I also am proficient in general science, general knowledge, general math, general English, okay? So how to find these classes? Go right over here, general education requirements. Click on that link. And if you scroll down, again, I recommend everybody use a GETSI because this will cover you for both UC and CSU. They will now lay it out, okay? So they're going to tell you right here, Area 1 is English communication. And then they tell you for CSU, choose this many. For UC, choose this many. So if I go back to my business tab and I see I need to take an oral communication, well, there we go. Here's my communication classes. Here's Comms 311. Here's Comms 301. The classes listed in here do not mean you have to take all of them. These are just your options of classes. I can take English Writing 300 or 480. I can take Communication 311 or 315. 311 is Introduction to Public Speaking, where 315 is Argumentation and Debate. Okay, so it's just what you want. And then it goes on. Okay, it also said you needed to take a physical science as part of your business major. So I'm going to scroll down until I see physical science. Here we go. So now if I want to go to a CSU, right, it's going to say choose one course from each area for a total of 7 semester units. So I need to choose one class from section 5A, physical science, one section from class 5B, and a lab eventually. And again, all these have to be done within the 2 years. So that's a little bit of a roadmap, okay? This is why picking classes can be kind of difficult, because for me, I'm a visual person. So I'm going to have my roadmap up on one side, one tab. I'm going to have my general education requirements open on the other, and I'm going to use this to build my schedule. Once you are ready to pick your classes, that is where you're going to go back. You can do it by going under admissions, enroll in classes. I'm on the get started and apply page. I think that's the easiest page. And I'm going to scroll down to step number 7. This video, this YouTube video right here is absolute gold. Okay. This tells you exactly how to log in, what tile to pick on to find your classes, how to search for your classes, how to tell if it's an in-person, an online, a nighttime, a daytime class. Okay. So I'm not going to make a video about that because it's already provided for you right here. So that in essence is how you do it. Now, please know that I'm an AP proctor the first 2 weeks of May. So I'm not going to be in my classroom very often over these next 2 weeks. So if you need these program maps printed for you, you can print them at home. You can print them in the library. Again, academics, programs and majors. I'm finding the thing I'm interested in. Many of you want to go into nursing, right? Nursing, I'm going to pursue biology. I'm going to pursue a biology degree because that transfers into nursing. And every page has the same exact thing. There's my program map. I'm going to click on this guy. And again, lays out for me exactly what I need. Just so you know, just a breakdown, there's course name, the number of units, prereqs. Prereqs is a fancy word for basically what class do I need to take before I can take the actual class. So it's a class I need to take prior. So they're saying you need Math 120, which any math class that you took while you were in high school, like chemistry, covers that. So you all should be able to take Chem 400 if you need it. It tells you the semester it's offered, and then it tells you what general education, GE area it completes. And this is 5A and 5C. So if I go back over to this guy, I've got my area 1, and then here, 5A, 5C, there's area 5. Here's 5A, physical science, and 5C. I can print these forms out for you if you visit the College and Career Center. I would be happy to do that. But again, this is what you're going to use to pick your classes. Thank you, guys.